Yes, tea time for sure. Tea time for sure. Let me quickly fix my light and turn off my sound of my mobile phone because I really want to enjoy my tea stream. Yes, much better. Let's see, do I have everything? I think I should have everything right now. Let's see if the stream holds. Actually, it should. I mean, I'm on Wi-Fi. I'm not cabled, so that's the only thing that's different now, I guess, compared to yesterday. Was also not cabled, so. And I don't see any dropped frames yet, so that should be good, I guess. Let's have the kettle a bit closer. Water over here. No, not on my Wi-Fi cable. I'm not cabled this time. So my water is boiling in the meantime, and maybe I should move my mouse a bit that way. Oh, here we go. Don't touch your mouse. There we go. So today I couldn't choose between a white tea and an Heicha. And I was, you know what? I'll just go for the Heicha because I forgot to order this one last time. And I quickly added this one. Like, I placed my order and like within a few minutes, I was like, I need this one too. Because it has a very unique flavor profile, which I did not had before yet. So I'm very curious what that flavor profile would do with my flavor moment. So yeah, while the water is boiling, I'll just have my story, my homework. So what we're gonna taste today is Anhua Mulberry leaf, Heicha full brick. This one is from Chamuts, and I'm gonna read the items that she had on her website. So what I'm gonna read is from the website. It's we're gonna see what the story is about and how she describes the flavor profile and stuff like that, and then we're going to experience it ourselves. So it's a unique twist on a classic full brick. This artisanal blend marries Anhua finest dark tea leaves with a small portion of wild mulberry leaf, adding a subtle herbal nuance and extra health benefits. Over years of aging, the legendary golden flowers, also known as Jinhua, a beneficial probiotic bloom, have flourished within the brick, giving it a distinctive aroma and smooth, creamy texture. I'm already mouth-watering. Like, I want to try this. Let's see. This one is what got me warm and why I want to try this tea. Is this the story of Tangled? No? Let's see. It's a warm, woody fragrance with hints of dried fruit and a faint herbal whisper, which is thanks to the mulberry. Hi, Sonic Foon! Yeah, tea time! The taste is smooth, slightly sweet, with layers of mushroom, malt, and a lingering honeyed aftertaste. What this is the reason why I bought this tea. Like, I want to try what they mean with when they talk about layers of mushroom and malt. Like, I'm very curious, what does that taste like in a tea? So that's the reason why I bought this one. The golden flowers and a velvety mouthfeel, making each sip deeply comforting, like a well-worn leather-bound book steeped in tradition. Let's see. It is sourced from the same remote wild tea gardens as our Tianjian. This full break was traditionally pressed and left to ferment slowly in Anhua's humid climate. After 12 to 15 days of Wo Dui, which is pilling for fermentation, it's longer than loose leaf Heicha to deepen the umami. The addition of wild harvested mulberry leaves lend a delicate sweetness and a touch of herbal complexity. The Jianhua, also, I think this is the Latin, Eurotium cristatum, naturally cultivated during aging, transforms the tea, mellowing its edges and enriching its profile. So it's from Anhua in Hunan. We need 4 grams of tea in 110 milliliters, 110 milliliters of water, 100 degrees, and the website stated it's for about 8 steepings. So first, let's set up some of the cups. There we go. My teapot is 150, so I either have to use a little bit more tea or a little bit less water. We have to find out. What could the ratio be on that one? Or I should get my Gaiwan, because I know that one is like 100 to 110 milliliters. Good question. Ask me another one. Haha. What? I'll start with weighing the tea first. That smells interesting. Oh, these are like bricks. Okay, that's yeah, okay. It was already said, full brick, of course. Well, let's see what what comes out, I guess. Wow, that's a bit too much. Okay, let's go for 6 grams, because that's the brick that just pops out. I think that's also safe to say for the teapot as well. So you can see that's quite the brick. It's like a really pressed together. Don't know if I should open it up or if the water would open it up itself. So I never had this before, like this. I had a very small tea cake before. So I have no idea if I should, you know, break it a little bit or just keep it like this and let the water do its magic. I'm afraid that if I would break the tea, or tea apart, that it would also break the tea itself. So you know what? I'll just keep it this way. For now, I'll first just warm up everything, making my ghost tea. That reminds me that I forgot a little tea cloth. Oops. There we go. I'll need it later, but not now. So if you notice anything with the stream, like if there's gonna be any problems, let me know. We try to solve many of those problems. I also went live yesterday, a sewing stream actually. And that was on for 4.5 hours, and I had nobody telling me anything about buffering or problems or something like that. So we should be fine. But just in case. 3 seconds delay, but it's okay. Hey, Yumeni-chan. Oh, that's an interesting smell. So I now have the dried leaf in there in my heated teapot. It has a very, very earthy kind of smell. I almost say indeed kind of mushroom smelly. Oh. Wow, this is so... I never smelled a tea like this before. It almost feels like like I had a lump of earth with mushrooms in my hand, just put in the tea or in the teapot. But in a good way, like a very... I don't know how malt is supposed to smell. Is it supposed to smell a little bit more salty or... Wait, I do get... See if my tea book says anything about it. It says malty. Wow. You're having a donut? I want a donut too. Stone chalk, silver flint. No? No, it's definitely not. Burnt toast, almond, ash root, tobacco. No. Earthy. Beet dust, wet rock. Okay, good. So yes, it has that woody, like undergrowth, dry root, and no, it's not that one. It's not fruity, milky neither, spiced. Okay, funny. In this tea book, it doesn't say anything about malt. It does tell about the woody kind of flavor, or woody and earthy, I would almost say. So I think I'll just first have to rinse the leaves. Give the first one to pour. And I see I'm gonna have to use a bit of a filter. Whereas now full of little tea particles. There you go. Oh, that's very specific. Okay, they say that the first is about 15 seconds, so let's make our first batch. Really, it has a very, very special smell, because normally I'm used to the whole floral parts, but this time it's like very new. Joe, hoe kan ik zelf die spammers weghalen? Hoe kan ik zelf moderaten en spammers weghalen? Of moet ik dat dan via... And I'm dropping frames. Yeah, I'm dropping frames suddenly. I have no idea. I dropped 2,000... about 2,000 frames. Whoa. Dankjewel. Thank you for your subscription, tweelingmama. I dropped a few frames, but now it's steady again, so... Yeah, indeed. Maybe that's why I dropped a few frames. Let's go. Let's make our first steeping. So it's about 15 seconds. So I did notice that I need a filter for this one. Ready for your first cup? It's a very, very light color. Like a... much of a golden yellow color, I guess. I'm kind of wondering why my camera setting is again very yellow. If you ever wondered a question... One little moment. ben hem heel erg veel.
Hoeveel?
Er staat op auto. That was not the one. Misschien hier zo kan je draaien. There we go. That looks a little bit more like... that looks a little bit more like okay. Hi there, Clumpy. Welcome back to the channel. Okay, there we go. This is what it looks like. This is a much more better color, right? Like beautiful. I wouldn't say very dark, but this is a very special tea. It has a very strange smell. The frame drop was probably my fault. I needed to upload something. Darling. There you go. Well, let's go. For now, it's very light. It's a sweet note. Okay, this is a very first light batch. But there's this sweet lingering in the mouth, indeed. Like at the side of the tongue, normally I would experience much of a bitter, but now I suddenly experience much of a sweeter layer. A strawberry and melon. Well, I do understand what you mean. Yes, it does smell strange. It has, like, the past few tea times, it either smelled very floral, very fruity, kind of sweet, herbal. I even had a spinach one. Now I actually have a tea that smells like earth and mushrooms, and there's a hint of saltiness in there. No, you don't smell it from that cup. You only smell it from this one. You don't smell it anymore, but the first time that I made it, maybe later. But there is this space. Space. There is a hint of saltiness, like she said that it's like malt, mushrooms, and an earth, woody kind of aroma. Like I said, it smells strange, but in a good way. Like not the typical tea that you're used to. You know, I want another one. I need to try another one. I'm kind of wondering, like, okay, the leaves are opening up a bit in the pot itself. So I'll just leave them. I stopped teasing the tea leaves. Hey, resettetje. I just posted a photo of how to chill with Kim's stream with me having a donut. I also want a donut. While watching you stream with oolong tea on Discord. Oh, I also want a donut now. I almost went through the jasmine tea. Oh, really? You should get a new one. Oh, this is very dark. Wow. Okay, the second batch is actually pretty dark. Okay. We're still here. So this is the first batch, and this is the second brew. So as you can see, that's quite a color difference already, and both are about 15 seconds. So let's go. I might have to find my Kyusu. You should! Kyusus are very lovely looking. A Kyusu is like a Japanese teapot with a handle, right? I know that their Klumpy has one. Brew your own tea right now. So, let's see for the second cup. It's quite light, or not?
Stronger.
Yeah, stronger than before. But maybe I'll just let it cool off a little bit. In the meantime, perhaps that does something with... Ooh. You want to smell? Because it's now still hot. It smells a bit salty. There's like... I'm drinking some Slow 80 cola right now. That's a whole different tea. Jasmine flower balls. Ooh. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds good. I also have a few of those Dragon Balls. Tea Dragon Balls with all different flavors. But I would need a 300 milliliter teapot for that. I do have it, but that's a lot of tea, and I could steep it for 3 to 4 times. You still want some? I'm not much for tea, however, I do want to experience a tea ceremony. Oh, but just listening to Kim is calming as well. Well, I do know that it is possible to make a tea cocktail. And I don't drink alcohol, but you know, could be fun to try. But you're a coffee drinker, right? Maybe we should do a coffee stream or a coffee moment, like almost in this setting. I believe there are also ways of making coffee, so it's not as like tea, but you can enjoy tea. Okay, that's good. I can always make a cup of tea for you. Very interesting. Feels very warming. I'm looking into buying a new tea set. But I'm also looking at buying the Isian clay teapot, and I find it a bit difficult because on one hand I read that you should have your Isian clay pot for only one tea. Some say only one type of tea. Some say only one in the whole family kind of tea, so like only oolongs, only champuer, only etc. And I find it a bit difficult because they can be very expensive, and I don't want to mess up the tasting experience. So yeah, I'll think about it, about a clay pot. But for now, it kind of feels like I want to study a little bit more about it and taste more of the teas first. I tend to find that an explanation of what is being served adds to the overall taste and experience, same as it does with food. Yes, it is indeed, because if you're being served some tea and you have no idea, and you're not into tea, then you would not try to search up those flavors. For example, I don't drink beer, but I can understand that there are different ways of preparing it and ways of storing it and ways of drinking it, even with the temperatures, might make a big difference. But I would need an explanation from an expert, like, oh, this beer tastes more like honeyed or citric or something like that, before I would be able to taste it. So it's not glazed on the inside. A clay pot is indeed not glazed on the inside. The whole meaning for a clay pot is that tea has its own oils and stuff like that, and those oils will get into the clay, and those flavors of the tea will get stronger and stronger. So for example, if I would have my favorite tea, for Joe that would be Dakshit Oolong, for example, if we would decide that we really, really, really love that tea so much and we always enjoy it like almost daily base, then we would have that specific teapot for just the Dakshit Oolong. And the more we use that teapot, the more it gets seasoned. So the flavors get into that clay. Well, if I would use a different oolong, that Dakshit oolong flavor might actually get into a different oolong tea taste. So if you're a purist, then you would have one pot for each of your specific tea that you like to drink. But I also learned that if you clean it, no soap, so there is like, don't use anything to clean it except for hot water, and a brush, then you can get rid of some of those like after smell, after taste, but it does get into the clay. So Dakshit oolong, yeah, do you want to try? I don't have enough money for it. Yeah, same. Although nowadays there are some teapots that are actually are okay on the budget. They are probably without a certification, but they're still okay. beer, 4 ingredients, endless possibilities. Actually, tea is also very, very easy. It's also 1 ingredient. But the fermentation or oxidation or, you know, it's the process that makes it all different. They all come from the same plant. The Camellia sinensis. So, yeah, you know. It's also the process that of making tea that makes it different. Just dropping by to say hello. I have an early morning tomorrow. Good night. Thank you for dropping by, and well, also good night in this case. But thank you for dropping by. This is the original stream. This is what I often do on the Sundays on this time. So my sewing stream yesterday was a new one, but this is the original. Having lovely tea. Again, still a lovely color compared to the first one. So you can see already on the camera that this is the first brew, and this is the third one already, and it's still like a lovely red color. If I can find my teapot when moving out, I'll keep it aside for when I visit you guys again. If I can find it again. Oh, that would be nice if you would be able to find it. No, but seriously, I have a whole book about tea and how it's made. Like, I'm talking about a book that has like 280 pages of tea. And okay, it's also talking about teapots and stuff like that. But also talking about tea from India, from Taiwan, China, Japanese tea, and how they are made, what fermentation means, what oxidation means. If they, like, for sometimes they roast it a couple of times. Sometimes they age the tea. So again, that also adds to the fragrance and stuff like that. I really like drinking kukicha. Kukicha sounds Japanese. Still has that very earthy. Sorry, tea leaves. I do gonna mess around a little bit with you guys. Again, we have a very woody kind of smell. With some earth tones to it. I didn't experience the mushroom. I did experience the mushroom smell in the beginning. Right now, when the pot is a little bit cooling off, I have this first hint is like a wood smell indeed. It's a lovely tea though. It's bancho, so the stalks as well. It's a sencha, but different. Oh, different sencha. Stalks give it a bit more depth and sweetness. And mostly with sencha, they only use the leaves. Have you tried hojicha? That one is actually also very nice. Hojicha is roasted green tea, and it has quite a very specific taste actually. After this, I'm gonna steep it some longer. Ooh, ooh. Got that sweet, like a sweet spot moment. If you mouthwash with the tea, I don't know if that's allowed, by the way. And if you mouthwash with the tea, you have this more of an earthy kind of covering in the mouth. Ooh. I don't know if you do that with tea. I know that you do it with wine, but I don't know if you do it with tea. Gurgle the tea. Make the host mad. That's a whole different kind of mouthwash. Wait a second. Good, because we have some. I had the Heicha latte from Bagels and Beans, and they use coconut milk, and that was actually very nice to have like a roasted green tea with coconut milk. When it's cooled off a little bit, there's so much more flavor going on. They say that we have to use the 100 degrees water, yes. I would recommend to just let it cool off just a minute or two. And then there's so much more flavor going on. Like now I have that velvety kind of layer that she was talking about on the website. But also something more of a sweetness, like the sweet hit that they have. Why does there always has to be something in my eye at this moment? Crying because it's so good. Call me weird, but it kind of smells like licorice now. It's that good. It is actually, it's very nice, but there's something really bothering in my eye. I think it's my eyelash. If you have one moment, I'll just have a check what it is that is bugging my eyesight. Yes, got it. It was makeup particle. I don't have a be right back screen yet. So where is the little piece of paper that I use underneath my table? It keeps wobbling around. Still here? There we go. Yes, my tea table should also be a little bit more sturdy right now. 0.1, so that means we're going to steep it a bit longer. for about 20 seconds. I always find it a little bit of a surprise when I take off the filter to see the tea, how it looks. A beautiful fourth brew again. There we go. First one, still very light. Fourth one, like it almost feels like it's getting darker. Get a round table with 3 legs. Those will never wobble. Actually, my tea table, I ordered a new tea table. So it should be coming end of October or the beginning of November. And it should be about 1 meter. Yeah, there's lots of color in that pour. I'll let it cool off a little bit because I noticed that it still 3 seconds. Good. That's one big IKEA shark. Yeah, I got a table that's gonna be like about 1 meter or 1.20 meters, and it's gonna be, if I'm correct, it's also gonna be a little bit wider. So that means I would be able to have a bigger tea tray if I want to. But the one that I found is quite expensive, and it's made out of stone, so that also means it's gonna be like very heavy. Yeah, I just found so many amazing items. Yes, more room for little snacky snacks. I still haven't found a good snacks for my tea, actually. Whoa. Let's see. Yeah, I think I have to start to order some wood to build some furniture. Build me a tea table. Turkish tea light with rose water. Oh, that sounds good. Oh, I might actually go to a Turkish shop and see if they have something like that would go well with some of the teas. I bet they also have like very good. They're also a tea culture, right? So that means that they probably have like very good tea as well, or at least very good items that go with tea. Need more tips for subscribers to fund you tea accessories. Yeah, maybe. Seaweed. I'm not sure if seaweed is... I think seaweed would be nice. I think seaweed would be actually nice with beer. I don't drink beer, but somehow I can think of it as a very good snack that goes together. But I'm not sure if seaweed goes well with tea. Because I have not had a tea that has a sea kind of flavor with something mixed together. Mugicha with seaweed. We could try. To be fair, the more steepings I make, the more I like the tea, actually. I want some more. This is fun. Normally I experience that the tea is losing flavor after many steepings, but now I almost feel like it gets stronger. I don't know if it's because we started out as a big brick. San Francisco cookies. Okay, I'm gonna illustrate my tea leaves a little bit. As you can see, it's still... you're probably not really able to see much of it, but it's still like a big brick. But it is actually getting more loose. So I think that's why we get more of the... I think that's why we get more flavor. I think in this cases it would be good to have a puer knife. I think. I don't know. I'm not sure. To cut open the brick a little bit, because it's still like a big lump. Sorry. I say sorry to my tea leaves. Zou jij voor mij deze nog wat bij weer zo'n kannetje kunnen vullen?
Wat doen we met water?
Hm? Wat?
Water doe je later.
Ja, water en water. Gonna get some new water in my filter bottle, so... Yeah, I have so many ideas when it comes to my teaware. I'm just gonna spill some of the ideas because it just sounds fun to talk about it. My plan would be to have different teaware every season. Wow, wait a sec, before I continue. Look at this. This is insane. Wow. Like, this is the first one and this is the fifth one. It gets darker, but it really gets darker now. So I also think it gets stronger. Wow, look at this. Look at this. Amazing. Tea knife blanks. Well, I saw a very awesome one, which is like the shape of an X. Is it X? And it really looks so much fun. But yeah, I was wondering, like, would it be nice to have like every season like a new teaware? Not, it doesn't have to be completely new, but for the upcoming year or something. Like for springtime, I would be using this. For summertime, I would be using that, and autumn and winter, and of course then change around sometimes a little bit. I think that would be actually fun to experiment with that one. So yeah, saving up, I guess. Can I click on the link without disturbing the stream? Oh, you have it. Oh yeah, that one looks good indeed. Is that the one that you took? Ah, yeah, that's one. It isn't. That's a cool one. Maybe I can share a link as well. Wait. I'm gonna. Let's see. T9. Wait. I was talking about this one. Look at that one. I mean, that's so cool. Yeah, indeed. It looks so cool. It looks so nice. So yeah, that's the shape, right? Ooh, wow. Oh, the flavor got so much stronger. Wow. Wait up. Give me a few minutes. Give me a few seconds. Wow. I think this tea would be very nice on a cold day in a forest. With some pumpkin cake or bread. I should bake some. Sorry, I just spaced out. Wow. Opus is just for tea, I swear. I swear. Cupcakes. Want a small sip or? Yeah. Then I'll take this one. Wow. Give me a minute. Ooh. This tea gets better the more you steep it. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's because it's one big brick, and I did not cut it open. Maybe that's one of the reasons that it gets like better after each steeping, because the brick starts to unfold. Then again, I wonder if you would get this kind of flavor directly if you would have this brick more opened up in the beginning. Yeah, there's so many lovely items. I see some people do it with one finger, but... Ooh, it is possible. I see a Yimi in my eye corner. It's a cat with a tail, so it's a Yimi. Hello, kitty girl. Hi. Tea-cat. Do not walk on the laptop. Thank you very much. Please, this way. No smell? No. That's don't push my buttons, please. No. I don't have the tea cake. I don't have cake. I want to smell. Okay. But laptop warm. What you doing? Oh, the book. Yeah, no, the book is interesting. What you doing? Blessed by Ayimi. Wow. Look at that. It's so nice. It's so nice. Yeah, I'll just show you one of the teapots that I have in mind for like a winter setting. Like this very lovely, like if you look at the video itself, it's a very like iced porcelain kind of glaze in blue. They also, let's see, they also have like a purple one, purple and pink. And it kind of looks like, let's see, is there anything closer up? No, not really. But that kind of looks fun to have for a winter setting, together with. I have to check this one out. And these teacups are expensive for what they are, but together with like glass teacups, you also get that little. What's it called? The coaster with it as well. And I don't know, it kind of looks nice to have that blue iced or purple iced teapot together with those glass cups as a beautiful winter setting. Yeah, the blue one, right? Oh, wow. Joe, this cup is even better. I've got something sweet right now. Like, I don't know, I find this cup even better. Whoa. Whoa. It's a very good one. Want a little sip extra? Okay, so next Sunday, I would have a little bit of a thing, because next Sunday I would not be streaming. And I think I would be streaming this time, for next week, I would be streaming on a Saturday. Why? Because Sunday, I'm going to theater. I'm going to a show, and it's something that I always wanted to go since I was a little girl. You might not really expect me to go to this type of shows, but I really love Irish tap dancing, especially like river dance and Lord of the Dance. And every time around New Year, there would be a show on the television, and you would find me just sitting in a chair, sipping some tea, and watching that show, like mesmerized by the dancing, mesmerized by the music, everything. I can see your mobile phone. And I always thought like, okay, I cannot go to such a show because that's very expensive, and it's probably not in the Netherlands, and my parents are probably not able to pay that kind of stuff. So I was always like a little bit like, I would probably never go to such a show. And then I just wanted to look at the show, at one of the older shows again, back from 1996 or something. And I was, you know what? I have internet. I can check what's going on in the world. And I was, you know what? Does Lord of the Dance is still something? Is it still on? Is it still a show? And it is actually. And it's actually also the same main dancer who took over the show. So he's not the dancer himself anymore, if I'm correct, but it's still the Lord of the Dance show. So you know what? Is there a show in the Netherlands? And I found out that next week is a show, and somewhere in like March, April, I don't even remember, I bought those tickets. And I bought semi front row tickets. Because you know what? I'm an adult. I can spend my money on that stuff. And I feel so blessed that I can go to that show next week on Sunday, 19th of October. So, but here was the catch. I had to buy 3 tickets. I wanted to only go with my husband, but when the ticket booth said, no, we don't want empty chairs, and on that row would be an empty chair next to me, so it was not allowed. So I bought that extra ticket. I was, you know what, I'll just buy that extra ticket. And our friend Bali TV is also joining us on that show, so I'm so looking forward to this one. Let's see, chat. Actually, when I was in Ireland, we went to a local pub, and there were two women that sang and played the guitar, and then one of them busted out that dance. Oh, amazing! And the only thing I thought of is, what the actual? Why do you not fall over? It was mesmerizing to see up close. Yes, I can truly imagine. When I was a teenage girl, I actually tried those kind of dances in my room, just to give it a little bit of a go. And it's hard. It's really hard. I mean, I have no idea what I was doing back then. So yeah, next week, Sunday would not be a stream. It will be on a Saturday this time. Like Irish dancing, it's so mesmerizing. But also the tapping of the shoes, I really wonder what they sound like in real life. What does it do? So I'm looking very forward to this. My adult spended money. I feel so rich for being able to buy a ticket like that. It says more than 20 seconds, so... Wow, this color. It almost looks like it gets darker by the brewing. Yeah, I think if I would have opened this brick in the beginning, it would have been giving more of that color. I think it is going to become a little bit lighter than the ones before. Because I had the feeling that it was a lot darker, but... Are we going to eat with rice or with spaghetti? Okay, good. I love how there's such a sweet lingering going around. Ooh, let's see. She says warm, woody fragrance with hints of dried fruit. The faint herbal whisper, thanks to the mulberry. The taste is smooth, slightly sweet, with layers of mushroom, malt, and lingering honeyed aftertaste. And the golden flowers add a velvety mouthfeel, making each sip deeply comforting. Yeah. The mushroom and malt, I think that was something more in the beginning. I do keep experiencing more of the earthy kind of... I'd say the earthy kind of layer in my mouth. But also, can you imagine if you take a spoon of honey? After that moment, after you swallowed everything, there's still that honeyed kind of layer in your mouth. I kind of experienced that feeling a little bit. My husband says that it almost looks like it gets stronger, but that's because when you look at the... Okay, I'm just going to do by hand because I did wash my hands. We started out with something like this. And normally, if you have something like this, you would need your puer knife to cut it a little bit more open. And because I don't have a puer knife, I put it in there. And because of the water, it would open up a little bit more. But it didn't open as much as I thought it would be. So that's why I'm using the spoon to sometimes softly open it up a little bit. So I think I would really need to get my hands on a puer knife. Or an axe. Axe. So hypothetically speaking, what color of handle would you get on a tea knife? Asking for a friend. I think either like a dark wood kind of color, like the color of my dresser, which is now a little bit more on the red side because of a lamp. If you have one moment, I'll just... Hello, Ayemi. Give me a sec. Like that kind of wooden color, I guess. It's a warm brown. Oh, those are my boots. Like a warm brown, I guess. Hey, Caillou, welcome back. Tea time indeed. Warm walnut with streaks of yellow-green. I'd almost say like a warm walnut with a little bit of red in there, I guess. Like a mahogany? I'm not sure if yellow greenish stripes, but I'll tell this friend. Thank you. But a beautiful white one is actually also very nice, because that one is something I would not be able to find on the internet. A beautiful, like a white one. I don't know. No, I think I still would go for the wood color. Ooh. I'm just quickly gonna see what happens if I take a sip of the cold one. Guys, look at this. Wait, where is she? No, don't move around. I was just want to show you where you were sitting. I've got a kitty in front of my tea table. Okay. Are you enjoying? Look at it. Look at the cuteness. There we go. Ebony as well. And what's that color? Is zero Kate? I saw my feet. And the internet don't sell it. Repeat. Oh, black and gray. That's also nice. You were rented on a per toe basis. That's a good one. In the meantime, if you saw my husband's toe or outrent it, or I'll just drink my tea. Hi, kitty. Hello, girl. But let this friend I ask for check the size of the wood we need. It's... For now, I'd wait with buying a tea knife. Make it a special... Oh dear. We're talking about feet and tea knives. I have no idea what a tea knife actually looks like in real life. Well, I have seen it, but I didn't hold it before. Okay. We're going a little bit lighter right now. We have the first one, and now we have the, I think this is already 6th or 7th one. So we are getting lighter, because it was almost like a very dark mahogany kind of color. And now it becomes a more of a lighter one. There we go. I also found a way to clean my tea table a lot quicker, and that is like pour cooked water on it and then wipe it clean. Is that a question for me? Oh, So is there a place where people can contact you, like a Discord or something? I do not have a Discord channel. I am on Discord under the name Kimbind. But I am on Instagram, also Kimbind. I am on YouTube, also Kimbind. I do have Kimbind extended as well, with longer videos. You can find me on Ko-fi, also Kimbind. I have a link tree, which makes it a lot easier, also Kimbind. So basically, under this name, you can find a lot of my things, actually. Do I have anything else? No, not yet. Not yet. I am still, like, working things out a little bit on where to go, what to do. Yesterday, I had my first sewing stream as well. And that was also very fun to do. So I might actually stream a little bit more in the future, but have something with it extra. But I'm still figuring out. Didn't you say cosplay before? Do the tea ceremony in cosplay and rebrand to Costi. Costi. Oh, I do have some Assassin's Creed laying around, and I believe it's also close to Samhain, Halloween. So, who knows? Who knows? You got my plan already. Bayonetta. Oh, goodness. But should I have a Bayonetta cosplay tea stream? That's interesting. I also think that Assassin's Creed tea stream would also be interesting, like having the hood. Like... We also have in October. I do celebrate Samhain a lot different. Because I say Samhain. I know that lots of people say Halloween. Hallows Eve. Were there any other names for that one? I know you're not here for Halloween. You have your own DJ stuff. I would have my private tea moment. Pop out tiny. That grabs the... No. How about this one? A pop-up tea knife. Tiny pop-out hand that grabs the cup so you can lift the tea and drink it. Oh. There are lots of ideas coming up right now. I do have the hidden blades, but I don't have the pop-outs. I have the one that is like partly sticking out. Because I once did a cosplay Black Flag, and that design, the hidden blade, has a little bit of the knife showing. Dia de los Muertos. I think that's also actually the around the 1st of November, if I'm correct. So Hallows Eve, Halloween, Samhain is celebrated on the night of 31 of October. And I believe Dia de los Muertos is more on the 1st of November, if I'm correctly. Craft cosplay inspired outfits you can wear as daily use and stream those crafting shows, win-win situations for stream. Well, do you remember why I started sewing in the first place? To actually make wearable cosplays. That was my first like, I did do the study fashion to make cosplays. Eventually I was thinking about making items wearable outside as daily use. And back in the days, I actually made... Oh, you are wearing something actually right now. you are wearing something cosplay related, which is a normal outfit or clothing item. For example, some of you know Transformers. It's not very visible on that one. No, I can show it on this side. This is me wearing a Bayonetta dancing dress. Like it's a long dress with an open back. Also still with the earrings, the wigs, the even part of the hands as well, like the little gloves thing, and the glasses, which can be worn as without like the whole Bayonetta vibe, but let's see. But that is actually a cosplay itself. That is not an outfit. That is the cosplay. And I'm not sure if it's very visible, but this is Assassin's Creed Rogue. I am standing on a very big ship in the Netherlands, on the sea. It is like a regular legging with boots, and the jacket is made out of leather. Are you a pro dancer? No, I'm not a pro dancer. I had to stop, unfortunately, too early to get even close to a amateur level, because of when stepping out of the door and getting an ice cream, I strained my ankle so badly that I could not dance any longer. So right now, standing on heels can sometimes be painful. So no, I am not a pro dancer, but in my heart, I still feel like Latin dancing is something that I really enjoy watching, and I kind of have a little bit of a love-hate relationship with it, because on the one hand, I love how it looks, and I love the dancing, and I love the music of it. And on the other hand, I don't like it because it's so much technique, so much going on, that like the steps are almost, I could see a dancer and I could say, oh, that's a fan, oh, that's a underarm turn, oh, that's that one, everybody is doing the same, but because everybody has a bit of a different technique, it looks different. So that's my hate-love relationship with Latin dancing and ballroom dancing. But I still kind of miss it somehow. So I still have my shoes laying around in the back. And hopefully one day I could join the dance floor again. So, but you are also wearing something special. So, as I was telling the story that some of you might know Transformers. And back in the days, I actually made a few outfits that were inspired of those cars. So I would have a Bumblebee dress. One moment. And I'm talking about the movie Transformers. I don't know, was it 2006 or something? I don't even remember. 2008 or something like that. And Bumblebee was having those black stripes on front of the car. So I made a dress that had those stripes, yellow dress with a hoodie, with the stripes going to the top, also on the front of the dress. And I remember in the movie, there was this little hanger on his, achterkijkspiegel, the rear mirror, and it said biatch. And that little biatch, I made a patch and I glued it on the back of my shoulder as those little details. And my husband is wearing a jacket, which is actually the police car. Barricade? Yes, Barricade. In the movie, it said on the sleeves, for example, to punish and enslave. My husband is going to show you a little bit. So we have to punish and enslave on one side of the jacket. There is also... Yeah, you're walking behind, remember? And I remember that the car was black and had white doors. So to have that kind of look the same, I made part of the sleeve. You know what? Let me wear it. Because this is not working. This is not how you do a fashion show, darling. So this was quite an old item. And he's now using it as a pajama. There we go. So this is basically what the car should look like. I think that one was in the back. Okay. There we go. So we got the police. So we got the car kind of shape. Got the police, the 911 logo, the barricade logo. And because, well, I couldn't do it the other way around, we got police and to punish and enslave. And of course, a police car has those blue, red, and white lights on top of it. And I'm not showing correctly, but... So I transformed a car into a wearable kind of suit. We are under arrest for disturbing the tea. So this is the idea that I had back then to transform cosplays into wearable items, which is not always possible. Is there anything else? Yes, the 643 number was what was actually written on the car itself. Maybe you can show the little police logo thingy that I made. Have you seen those fantasy balls in Scotland where you go to a castle to bomb dance? Oh. I have never seen that, but I can imagine. I do have someone around who dresses up so nicely as the 1800 or I guess around 1800, and he goes to those waltz events and it looks so amazing. Hobbit cosplay is always possible. Yes, of course. We just call it Hobbitcore. Cottagecore, Hobbitcore. So yes, that was part of my, back in the days, kind of part of my dream, I'd say. But I kind of lost that part a little bit because I stopped doing cosplay. But there's still something in my heart that really enjoys these kind of things. But not as doing it myself. Back in the time, I also really enjoyed watching very complicated items and... can I get your cup, by the way? Very complicated items, very complicated jackets, stuff like that. And at this moment, I enjoy simplicity a little bit more. Maybe because life is sometimes already complicated enough and I don't want complicated sewing experiences at the moment. So I started to really make clothing that I want to wear. Sometimes inspired of something that I already see, but I want to make them in better quality items. So, for example, I would see a lovely purple purple kind of dress, or I would not be able to find it. And there's always something wrong, like there's no sleeves, or it's too low cut, or there's no zipper, or it's polyester, or name it. That's when I decide to make my own things. Like I want to make something. Also, if I see fabrics, I can imagine things like regular clothing. Like, oh, I could make a skirt and this one would be a blouse and this would be a jacket. So in my head, I would be making an outfit out of it. something that can be combined with the clothing that I already have. But you might be seeing these little colorful little parts that are laying over here. These do actually have a little story that I want to make my own little tea tablecloth, like the ones to wipe the tea table or put my teapot on, anything like that. And I would like to make them also seasonal, I'd say. So for example, I would have I don't know, let's say I would have a blue one, and then I would make a snowflake out of the white one on top of it, or maybe I would hand stitch or something like that with silver thread. I have a green one, and I could use some of the yellow, orange, and red to make autumn leaves on it. Just hand sewing and embroidery, stuff like that. Just to be creative again a little bit. Welcome back. You want some more? I think I'm gonna make a stronger one because I noticed that there is still the sweetness lingering around. I kind of wonder what would happen if we would make a little bit of a strong cup. Yeah, let's make a strong one. This one. Going on the leaves. Slow pouring. Oh, I really love this kettle so much. In the meantime, while this one is brewing, I'm going to empty the bowl that is underneath my table. I think this should be fun. So this little bowl is always catching up the water that I leave on the table. There we go. Might get a bigger one for that one as well. Did you guys count for me how long we are steeping, or so we just eyeball it? I'll just leave it a little longer. So yeah, I might actually dress up for Halloween. I mean, I have some stuff laying around in the basement still. I might not have all the wigs anymore, but are you guys celebrating Halloween, Samhain, Hallows Eve, Los Dia de Muertos? Still a light one, I guess. It's really getting lighter. So I guess the 8 steeping was actually correct. Ooh, look at that, look at that. We're almost going back to the first cup again. Can you see? Like, this is the first one. And this one is, I think, already the 8th one. So this is more like a yellow color. This is more of a red color. But they are getting the same transparency, kind of. So I think we have one more cup to go after this one. And then I think the tea is really, like, fully steeped. There you go. Well, I am sort of celebrating Halloween in Helsinki. Yeah, you're gone already for the, God knows, third time already. this year. Yeah, this is gonna be the third one. Yeah. Also, the smell right now of the tea leaves itself is... It's more like tea. So there's no like specific kind of hints of anything else anymore. Maybe because the teapot is still a little bit too warm, so I'll let it cool off a little bit. Question from John. How come you don't need to pee so much because all the tea drinking? Yeah, I wonder too. See the bowl underneath? No. Actually, most of the time, the first thing I do when I'm done with the tea stream, I run to the toilet. So that's the secret. Oh, that's some of the sweetness again. But it's not like the earthy kind of flavor that we had in the beginning. So the sweetness keeps lingering even after so many steepings. So that's still there. It's not as strong as the beginning, I guess. Also, we had like the wood kind of, like the wood kind of fragrance and flavor that we had in the beginning, and the earthy kind of flavors. That one is like I don't have that anymore. We still have the sweetness lingering going on. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make another cup. This is gonna be the last one. And I'm just gonna steep it for God knows how long. See if we can get a little bit extra out of this one. So we're just gonna keep this one over here. Confirmed. Kim wears a diaper. No, that's just the bowl that I just emptied. My focus will be the release of Gundam TCG Set 2. Ooh. Why go to the toilet but keep drinking? Exactly. Just a pump under the table. Chamber pot confirmed. Yeah, guys, I mean, come on, look at this. Doesn't it kind of look, you know? Guys, if you start making me laugh, I might actually start to leak. No, but I always go before the stream. Like, before I even push the button to have the screen pop up open, I go first. And, yeah, like I said, after the stream, it's just like, when I'm done, just run. We got another kitty going. Ooh. Oh. Do you like to smell? That's a weird smell. I want to smell. Yeah, that's a strange one. So we got Ayimi on one side and we got Laylee on this side. Hi. Hi, girl. Oh, sorry. Sorry for interrupting. That's not extravagant. Oh, please stop. My bladder is almost exploding when reading these kind of comments. For Halloween, you know what's scary? What's that? I have to constrain myself. Indeed, constrain yourself. Like I have to do with my bladder at the moment. Thank you guys for remembering. Girls, can we just,
Assisting.
Sorry, I just had a fight and Ayimi was like, she jumped over the laptop. And the girls are like, not having fun. Hey! Hey! Stop singing! Ayumi. Hey, stop hissing! Stop being so unkind. Aww. I kind of want to throw my teacup to Ayumi right now. My bank account. Oh, it's that scary, your bank account. I can imagine. You're in for the long run. Girl. Goodness. Okay, this has been steeping quite long. I think it's over 1 minute, even 2 minutes already, I guess. So let's see what this steeping looks like. Ayumi, stop singing. Stop growling. Go, go. Way more than 2 minutes. Yeah, I thought so. Perhaps even 5 minutes. Where's your cup? Oh, there we go. So I think this was about 5 minutes, and I can show you the steeping, what it looks like, because it's like I said, it's becoming so light again. So this was the first one. This is, I guess, already the 9th one. As you can see, it is getting close to each other. So that means we are going. The tea is very light again. So I guess I'll just keep it for now like this. Gonna put this one in here. Here we go. Yes, she's gone. Oh, are you walking behind me, you monster? Yeah, start acting cute again. Stop growling. Really, that cat. Lily. No, I can understand. Okay, this is very... like, it almost like in the beginning, but... it's not bad, but I would say this tea is... I think we got the maximum out of this one. That's actually very nice to have so many... I think that's how I really enjoy these ceremonies, is that you can get so much tea experience from just like... okay, this was about 5 grams, 6 grams. And as you can see, I can really enjoy this for already almost 2 hours. So... very good. There's quite some of the tea debris though. You want to taste the first cup and combine it. Sometimes they say if you go back to the first one and then go to the last one, it makes a difference. Yeah, the first streams were like 1 hour indeed. Okay. So the first one, now that it's cooled off, it almost has no flavor on it. The first one. I find that this one is more flavorful. And now going back to the last cup, like the ninth steeping, I really feel that there's so much more of the sweetness in there. the sweetness is really lingering around so nicely. It's a very, like I said, this would be a perfect tea to go to a forest and have some pumpkin bread and enjoy under a rainy day under an umbrella or something. And just cozy warm up yourself with this cup of tea. Or just if you are able and you have like a garden or a balcony, even if you can just open up and look outside, just have that cold windy experience and just sit with this cup of tea. And if you can sit dry and have a rainy moment, I think this tea would be perfect for that. Might gonna give that a go. If it's raining again, I'll just see what happens if I sit on my balcony and just enjoy that moment. Yeah, I enjoy streaming so much more than I thought actually. And also like I try to get as much of the tea out of it, because otherwise it's in the beginning I always say like, oh, they say it's 5 steepings, and then I just keep it to the 5 steepings. Which is actually a shame, because missing out a lot on those flavors, to be honest. See if I can rinse out some of the tea debris with the waters that I have. After tea time, it's pizza time. Ooh, we have soup. So more liquids, more warm liquids after this one. That is cleaned up. Of course, I do wash my cups and stuff like that, but I like to pre-rinse them all. You know, still have the water left, so. If I would have the official purple clay teapot, this is the way I would have to clean my gear. So I would have to really wash it with the cooked water. So if I start just doing it right away, that would be perfect if I would have my official Ishin clay teapot. Or cups, that's even also possible, by the way. I see so much debris on my table. I also found cleaning my table with the hot water like this also makes it a lot easier to clean it. I don't know if you can see it, but it's so steamy. No, you don't see it, but there's lots of steam coming off from my table right now because I'm using the cooked water. What I'm doing here is also removing, like sometimes you would see those little rings on the table itself. And I think if I'm making my tea cloth, then I would have to make them a little bit bigger, like the ones that I'm using. Or just simply use these cloths to wipe the table and use the smaller ones to wipe in between. There we go. So when I'm gonna do the dishes, I only have to wash the part that is underneath. So the tea. Oh, there we go. I can see it. This one is what's catching up the water. And this is where the tube is hanging. So it's not my bladder. There we go. So thank you guys for being here with me together again with the stream. Thank you for the subscriptions. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for chatting with me. Also, keep in mind, next week, Sunday, I would not be streaming the tea ceremony because I will be going to a show. I will be streaming on Saturday, the 18th of October this time. I think it will also be on 4 o'clock actually, so I'll just keep the same time. Oh, I think I'll just keep the same time. But it will be on a Saturday upcoming week. If you want to follow me, you can find me on Instagram, find me on YouTube, find me on Ko-fi. If you want to chat with me on Discord, I do not have my own channel, but you can chat with me. Find me on Kimbind, just the way it is written on my streams. You can check my link tree for all the links that I am I'm active in. So I'll send you some pictures of the knife to see what shape you like. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to that one. Again, thank you so much for being here and enjoying the tea ceremony with me. And I wish you guys a lovely week, a lovely evening, afternoon, morning, a lovely day, lovely time. Maybe I'll just say lovely time because everybody's in a different time zone probably. So again, thank you so much and have a lovely time. Bye-bye. I'm not stealing your lines. Yes, my mic is still on. I'm not stealing your lines. It were actually the ones that I gave to you when you started streaming. Not stealing your lines. Wait, can I? Bye-bye.